Good afternoon, everybody. It is Connie, and I am just getting things set up here, waiting for people to find me, right? And I am live. Let's see here, looking for comments. There we go. Okay, so today I want to talk for a moment about this Kintsugi set, okay? I'm looking around for my book that I was going to show you. I'm losing my mind. I don't know where I put it. I really don't. Well, that's weird. Okay, anyway. So the Kintsugi set is a paper pack that looks like this. And if you are like me, I fell in love with the photos right away, or the colors of the papers right away. But this threw me off, this paper, and this threw me off. This is not my style necessarily. And I didn't necessarily want that embossing folder. I just really loved the artwork and the looks of things, and the paper itself really drew me. So I've been playing around with this set and trying to create some layouts that use these papers but don't use the all the extras that they put with it. And so, oh, there it is. Hold on. I found it. Gosh. Seriously, man. All right. So I'm using the Make It From Your Heart, Close to My Heart collection. And you know, there's a lot of layouts in here that I have done over time. And I'm going to show you a couple more that I used today. I used up my entire pack except for this paper, and I kind of held this one back on purpose because I think it looks like mermaid, and I think it'll make some really cool mermaid style cards. Is that too weird? The other thing I noticed in working with this paper is it's got some water and beach kind of tones to it. Not my style, but I'm gonna leave that out just for a minute. You can see this is all I have left. I absolutely love this paper. It's gold foil, but woo, it's pretty. And look at the back. Tell me that doesn't look like waves of an ocean or water. So if you have beachy, summery pages to do, the colors are right. The peaches and the blues, and there's even a little basic beige in there, like for sand. I really do think this would be really nice for some beach pages. I like it so much for beach pages that I pulled out my photo album. I haven't actually looked at my photo album, but just to see how well it goes. So give me a sec here. I'm going to show you a few things that I have been making. Okay. I have a stack of layouts. Is that exciting or what? Let me zoom back out. Can make this where you can see the whole thing. There. Okay. So this particular layout is one of the patterns from Close to My Heart. And, where is it though? It's one, just trust me that it's one of the patterns. I did this pattern right here with the strips. There it is. I did a pattern. Oh, that's not the one. I did this circle pattern right here. And there. And then I did this crisscross diagonal. And I did mine a little bit backwards, but whatever. But you can see each of those has a lot of photos, and so I started by cutting this one because I thought it used the most paper, and I wasn't really sure like how much, you know, paper this would use. I'm reading comments. Yeah, the non-jar. Even the gold is right for this. And as a matter of fact, I pulled out like some of my gold embellishments. I really think that this would be perfect on here. I have sequins, I have dots, like little gems. I just think they'd be perfect for it. There's also these dots, which are the muted palette dots, and on some of the layouts, the blues and the peaches look really nice on it. Not this particular one necessarily, but this is just a crisscross of patterns, and you could use any pattern you wanted. Yeah, beach, right? Hi, Christy. All right, so here is layout 1, and I didn't decorate it because I wasn't totally sure what I was going to use this for yet, but I'll give you some ideas, okay? Pattern 2 is this one, which I need to move apparently a little bit there. Pattern 2 is this one, and it is, what I like about it is this one I think would be great for beach. You've got the landscape, scenery, smaller pictures. You know, when you get those people in the distance, you could use the bottom, the pool. This one would be great for the pool. Now this particular layout had like small squares down here that you could add more photos. I just made the squares to show you, but look at this, okay? Like here are some of my old beach photos and stuff, and tell me that doesn't go great on this page. And I really think that the brighter colors of a pool would look really nice on here. I mean, I just think that is, I think that's really nice. This is, where were we? I can't remember if that was Fort Lauderdale or if that was Treasure Island. Can't remember. But anyway, so imagine the seashells and the beachy things with those pictures. I just think that would look great, right? And another layout was the circles, and it called for the circles being turned. Like the layout itself had these this way and this way, I think. But you know, these layouts, you can turn them any way you want. And I kind of like the circles at the top. And I love the idea of having these kind of crisscross here. And just imagine this being, you know, you're going out to lunch with friends. You have the celebratory sips as your decoration. You've got, you know, water glasses and, you know, different fruits and things. This is a great set for something like this. The other one I thought of that would be really cute for this, like that, is the notes and totes. Those, that tote die. It's right now, it's out of stock, but just imagine like making it, you know, with the little beach. Please, it's awesome. A birthday celebration using the cake in colors that coordinate with this. I mean, I love it. I love this. You know what? I have a wedding that I just went to that were these kind of colors. They were like, the bridesmaids wore this kind of dusty blue, and some of them wore peach, and I was like, oh my gosh, this paper pack couldn't be more perfect for that. But I really do like that idea. Now this one is that strip one that I showed you, where it's like basically 5 9.5-inch strips on this page and 3 on this page. And then it calls for a strip of photos here. I added the green to this. This green is from I think the back of it is really ugly flowers. I shouldn't say that, but okay. It's not ugly. It's just not my style. I should just say that. Not my style flowers, not my style color combination necessarily, but bing, look at that. That green is the same green in this kit. These papers do have a little touch of green in them, like there. And so I thought, well, if I want to add another color to it, let's try green. The other color that I really liked added to it was the basic beige, because again, these have basic beige in them. It really did look nice. This one, I think especially will be nice for the wedding pictures. I really like how it looks. And then there was this really cool layout that we did in Album Retreat. Absolutely lovely. And I botched it up on the first attempt. It was so fast. It was too fast. And we were missing some of the parts. We missed one strip. And it just threw me. I don't know why. They needed to go much, much slower. And so I thought, I'm going to make it again. I'm going to use my scraps from this pack. By golly. I'll show you the Album Retreat stuff Friday. But this one, I went ahead and added the flowers from the Album Retreat. I stamped on it a little bit. I really like, sponging ink and adding a little something to the corners. And you can imagine that that's what I like to do for all of the layouts. Like, I will do that on every layout I put together. But I loved this layout. I loved how it had this like cross pattern. I screwed it up again. This is not exactly to the specifications of the one they did in Album Retreat, but I don't care. I love it. Okay? It's great. I stamped on the Misty Moonlight. I stamped on the side. This Album Retreat was pretty amazing. I think I'll save that for Friday though. But anyway, beautiful. And then I had just enough scrap left to try another one from Album Retreat where they did the squares. Now this is like kind of a extra, and I even had to piece together this square right here. If I'll show you this really close up, you can see that I pieced that square together because my thought was I'm going to have a title, a decoration of some kind, it'll cover it up. I don't care. And notice this has no peach on it at all, right? So, and most of this will be covered by a photo. So it's not like, right? You can put a photo on there and most of it will be covered up, but it's just cool enough. I mean, this would be a great picture of anything. You could use your pet, you and your husband, you and your kids, a family photo. And remember that you can also rotate these. You can change these any way you want. And you can add a second page. Although I gotta tell you, my goal was to use the entire paper pack and I did a darn good job. I only have that one sheet left and I was intentionally holding it back to do some mermaid cards. Yeah, Christy, it was the Album Retreat that just happened. We just did that like Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It was intense. There was a lot of layouts, but I gotta tell you, the layouts, when I looked at the photos of the layouts, I thought, not my colors, they're a little simple or whatever. And look at very first thing, threw me right off the rails. I really struggled. I don't know why I had trouble with it, but it's totally, almost every layout in there is you can duplicate it and use up your papers, your 6x6. And look, this is a paper pack that I did not want to use anything vase, broken vase. I didn't want to use any of these. I didn't have a purpose in my head for them. But you can see that you can do your own thing once you have your base pages made. So one more time, there's the square one, there's the album retreat one. This is a simple 9.5 inch strip with a zippy thing at the top, like a 1/2 inch at the top. I added a little bit of gold, and I noticed that there's some gold paper on the last chance. And I was like, when you're trying to shop for your free shipping, you might throw some of that in there, because, you know, Christmas is coming and it won't be $5 when the Christmas catalog comes out. I guarantee it. They'll probably have some kind of Christmas gold foil something. It'd be nice to have it already. I really love how this looks. You could do this any way you wanted. I intentionally did not add my photo mats to the page because I wasn't totally sure. This is one that I'm gonna send to my customers who order this month. I have a couple of these in mind to send to people, and so I can't wait to see what they do with them. And then we have this one. What I like about this one is that blue paper that kind of flows all the way across, and you can see the swirls. It looks like the ocean. It looks like water. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Can you see it? And so I love how this kind of reminds me of when, you know, you go to the beach and, you know, there's like tiles and decorations around, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a very cool look. And then, of course, the crisscross pattern. So awesome, right? Awesome. So I have 2 or 3 people who have ordered this month who will be getting a set of these, and if you have a preference, let me know. Yeah, the vases. The Kintsugi idea, I get. I get it. Like, you know, once something is broken, you can put it back together, make it beautiful, even more beautiful than the original. It's great. But yeah, so I wanted to show you some cards that I started putting together. This is a sneak peek, y'all. I'm probably not allowed to show it. This was a card that we made during a Stampin' Up event, and what was really great was this layout. I wanted to show you this layout. So basically, these are on dimensionals, just 3 strips with a message and just a few little die cuts. And I tell you what, to me, this card is pretty stunning. And I had scraps like crazy left, like little bitty tiny pieces of scraps after I did that whole pack. And so I started to put together some cards. And so here's card number 1. And but what I did was I just did a whole bunch of bases just like this. And then I was trying to think of what I want to put on them. And, you know, I think a birthday cake would look great on there. I think that cheers and sips thing would look great on there. I think that I could have even done some collage style stuff. But then I thought, okay, I do have a little bit of this vase stuff left. Let's make one card that has a vase. And then I have this container, it looks like disaster zone, but it's basically every time I stamp messages or I have ephemera pieces or whatever, I throw them in here, and every now and then when I'm kind of in a hurry, I'll grab a message out of here and tell me that's not beautiful, right? And it just needs to be put on a few little dimensionals, and it's gorgeous. This ribbon right here, oh my gosh. Okay, I know I have a sickness for ribbon, but I've been really trying hard not to buy anymore because I have a closet, people. But this one right here is really nice with all of these gold foil things. It's sheer with just a little bit of gold, and it really does add to these kinds of cards and things, okay? So this one I just glued strips on, and then, but the idea of it is to take these strips like this and tear just a little piece off of each side. And I mean, if you wanted to make it just like, you know, the one that I showed in the example. The other thing I noticed is that it went from, you know, like light to dark, and, you know, boom, like that. And let me grab some, like, and then I don't know if I need to make the card at this moment, but, you know, like, then you add some dimensionals, and I kind of liked the gold with it, just a little bit of gold, and I'm not even sure where I would put it, but I would probably tear the ends. But look at that, see? Sending love and thanks, just a note, and you could put anything over here. And, you know, seriously, I could cut out a vase or two and do the vases. I could do any of the other stamps I have. It seems like any floral would work with this, right? Okay, so that's the idea behind the card, is to do 3 stripes. And then I was kind of messing around, and I thought, well, what if I put the stripes torn, and then I embossed. I've been trying to use my embossing folders more. So there you go. Hi, Sally. And so this one, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I think it could be an amazing, even a wedding card. Look at that. It's so pretty. Could be sympathy, wedding, birthday. I mean, there's no theme to that. And then I had these big messages in my stash. How about that? You are amazing. I love how it looks. How about have a nice day? How about if I put this, I could even put it a smaller message down at the bottom, and then go ahead and put some flowers or something in here. I just think cool. Everything I pick up looks amazing with this paper. Everything, I mean, all my gold. I have, thank you for being so sweet. And just, I don't know. I see, look at that. You could put like the berries. Okay, I don't know. There's just a lot. Beyond happy for you. Wedding. Love it. Okay, anyway. Then I took one of these panels that I kind of made, and I used the arch die and cut it out. After I attached all the strips to a piece of paper, I cut the arch and popped that up. And it's a real simple card, but look how cool that looks. Oh my gosh. And I put a little bit of that white linen thread on there. I really like how it looks. And this is really basic, but I even tried, I messed around with this arch, putting it onto an embossed panel. And you know what? I liked it more simple looking. So there you go. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. I used almost all my scraps. I have these 3 left. I was going to make another card, but really, you get the drift, right? And you can use either side, but that's what I have left. And, you know, you just do another. I couldn't do my mermaid card. I might go ahead and make this into a mermaid card, you guys, and stamp a mermaid. Maybe I'll send it to one of you for fun. So that's my whole thing today. I grabbed that Kintsugi paper pack, and I did not want to have any of it left over. This is all, you know, you saw what I have, not much. And I really think I could make some mermaid cards with this. My thought is to ink it, you know, ink blend this paper real lightly, and you could still see the, what are they called? Not scales. Does mermaid have scales? You know, like fish, I guess. But anyway, yeah. I just think I could do, see, I think that arch card would look really good with a mermaid on it. You know, it has, I do it in watery looking patterns, and then anyway, that's what I have. And so I hope you love what I showed you. I want to know what you think of the layouts. And I will be uploading this to YouTube also, because I am getting messages left and right from Facebook that they're deleting my videos like crazy. So I just add a YouTube link to my post, and that seems to work pretty well. Some people on YouTube are starting to watch a little bit, and I appreciate that very much. I really appreciate it if you like and subscribe, because that gets my videos out there more. I'm not sure I really want to be out there more, but you know, hey, as long as I'm going, I might as well show it off. All right. Have a lovely day. Have a lovely week. I have a retreat, a card class this weekend, and Friday I was going to scrapbook the weekend adventures, but I changed my mind on that, and I think I'll show the album retreat. And I'm considering doing a stash buster on Friday night or Friday afternoon, because it depends on if Steve's at the racetrack or not. It's supposed to rain, and so he's on the fence on whether he's going. So, all right. Have a great afternoon. Bye-bye.